Bro, is that Gerlach the Destroyer? Ain't nothing in that truck but Twinkies and ho-hos. A typical example of a failed system. No tax paperwork, no checkups, and hidden by employers.
Rather than deport all of the illegals, what they should do is they should offer them a deal where if they hunt down 5 child predators, then they can get their papers, right? And then we call the program Alien versus Predator. I'm saying, brother, it's a good plan. It's a good.
Is she snoring at the end? Bro, Walmart behavior in Target is insanity.
Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women. And the children, too.
A ver, ya, prende. Prende, ¿por qué eres así?
What happened, mamita?
Cornered in the corner of the corner store? Call the corner.
When I went to his bedroom to say goodnight, and he was crying because of the abuse that he was enduring in this school system.
Then why did you stay in Mexico?
You need to leave. It's disgusting.
That's indicative of what these kids are experiencing. That's indicative of what our kids are experiencing.
I was in an Uber once with a guy who's actually left and re-entered like 3 times, which is crazy. People are really driven.
Donald Trump is beginning mass deportations across the United States this week. And while he has not said exactly where the first raids will take place, he did say they will be arresting migrants in major cities first.
ICE raids have started in Chicago.
I don't think that they're criminals.
We will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came.
America has been propped up by immigrants for so long.
Very sad, but it's good for American people.
Trump said you're leaving, bro.
I'm personally from Colombia, so I know a lot of stories about people who have been sent back, and it's definitely a very, very scary thing. It's a very scary process.
You see, I'm an immigrant too, but if you do it the right way, you have nothing to fear. The excuse of breaking the law for compassion has to stop.
This is the second time one person has come and banged me from behind. Alrighty.
You say to those who claim you're using a 200-year-old law to circumvent due process?
An old law? Not as old as the Constitution. We still pay attention to that, don't we?
But some would say this is...
How many more terrorists do you plan on deporting to El Salvador?
His statement to banger ratio is exceptional.
I cannot believe that I'm seeing people on the internet say that the cartel can take out the U.S. military. If you never listen to anything else I said on my page, hear me when I say this and hear me clearly. As a military veteran, if the U.S. military decided that they wanted to take the cartel out, they would be able to do it within 24 hours. And this is why I say people need to get more involved with things on the government level, because the average person really have no idea how these things work, which is why they have these silly conversations. You got to understand, our military, there's actually no words that can describe how good or how great our military is. And if you didn't serve in the military or you don't work closely with the government or the military, you're not going to fully comprehend what I'm saying. But the things that our military have at their disposal, you wouldn't even believe. We have planes that can travel 2,000 miles per hour at an altitude of 85,000 feet. We have submarines that can go as deep as 800 feet in the ocean. Do y'all understand what that means? I've witnessed us wipe out villages and towns in a matter of seconds. And when I say a matter of seconds, I'm not exaggerating. I mean literally in a matter of seconds. Us becoming a world power and all the freedom we have here, that didn't happen by coincidence. And if y'all knew the lengths that our military go to keep our adversaries at bay and the resources that we have at our disposal, y'all would be a lot more grateful, and y'all definitely wouldn't be spewing any anti-American rhetoric. Because you better believe, you may not know this, but you better believe we have huge enemies as Americans. And the reason they can't do any damage is because how great our military is. Just one military branch, one, could wreck an entire nation. And that's without sending crazy manpower over just because where we at technology-wise now.
I don't think the cartel has the AC-130, the ass clapper 130, a freaking flying warship. Our military has taken out countries. What's a cartel? It's like a high school football team playing against an NFL team, honestly. Bro, a police station can take out the cartel.
Haram.
Bien, 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 bien. Viene. Hasta con estilo. A ver qué tal. Vamos. En ese obstáculo. Oh. Impresionante. Vamos a ver. Último obstáculo. Ya le cayó agua. Y vamos. Viene el tiro. Vamos, afición. Nada.
This hombre looked like he did the same moves at the border. Bro, those modelos set him up to fail.
Why?
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Why?
Again. Yeah. Twice actually. Fuck you.
I don't consent. I don't want
I don't
that.
give a fuck, you dumb bitch. Fuck you.
You support a fucking racist pedophile. That's what the fuck you support. You're inhumane. You're inhumane. Yeah.
You're a bitch. You're a bitch. You're a bitch.
It's not nice. Dave didn't do anything.
Okay.
Why are you so mad?
Shut the fuck up talking to me. Mad.
I'm not mad.
Why are you mad? Why are you here?
I think it's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, we think it's fun too.
I make money off of recording you guys.
Fucking you. That's great.
I just want to let you know. Fuck you, bitch. Yes, bitch. Yes, bitch.
Stupid asshole.
Hey, fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch.
Juan, you don't condone this, do you?
Yes, she is.
ICE, you might want to prioritize deporting this one soon. If someone's holding the flag of another country, well, maybe you should go live there. The foreign flags help us identify where to deport them to. Notice how they are always, always mentally ill every single damn time. They're literally helping us register more Republicans. This is why Kamala Harris lost. America is done with the insanity of the left.
Meanwhile,
Madam Vice President, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Good to be with you.
Oh, can we just get just a little bit of a question, please, so I can get it over the shoulder shot?
Yeah.
1 second. Just a second. Okay, thank you.
You need me talking?
Yes, sir.
Well, we were talking about how you're going to pay for it, and I truly do mean it. Your plans are logical, make logical sense. The way Washington works is not logical. So how are you going to convince a divided Congress that what you say, your plans, are something that they should all agree to and provide to the American people when they've shown no inclination to do that up to this point?
Is that what you needed?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. 30 seconds of silence, please, for room time. Cameras are off.
How will you?
It's going to be taxes. It's going to be literally, if the economists, they're from each spectrum.
But I hear what you're saying
Yeah.
about the economists. This is true.
Yeah.
But Congress is not the economists.
I know, but
Kamala Harris struggles to speak in a way that makes sense, but mocking her intelligence misses the bigger issue. The real problem is how the media manipulates everything. They prop up weak leaders, edit reality, and shape public perception to fit their agenda. If CBS had to clean up her words, that tells you everything about the state of leadership.
This message is to Elon Musk from every proud American in this country. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
This man was fired from the Air Force for pointing out the corrupt system, so Trump gave him an even better offer.
My name is Matt Lohmeyer. I was an Air Force F-15 pilot, and I was a commander in your newly created U.S. Space Force. I am also the first veteran of the Space Force because under the Biden-Harris regime, I was fired from my command and lost my pension for criticizing DEI trainings that were rampant in the military. Those trainings are still dividing our troops, and thank you for saying you would fire those few woke generals who are a big problem.
They're gone.
Will you consider establishing a special task force, office, or position to ensure that these monsters never return to the Defense Department?
You know what I'll do? I'm going to put you on that task force. I think it's good. Not going to do better than that. I'll put you on. Beautiful. I have your approval?
Yes, sir.
The military is no place for DEI. We are one, and we are supposed to back each other up.
I just want to tell all my brothers, hey man, first of all, I just want to say, man, thank you, Trump. Because guess what? I went to a construction site today, y'all. Remember, I didn't have no job. I was doing Uber. Couldn't find a job nowhere. I went to a construction site. They was already working. Got hired on the spot. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, Mr. Trump. If it wasn't for the move that you did make for the immigrants, and I'm not talking about the good people, I wouldn't have a job right now. Mr. President, I've been working all day, Mr. President. I just got off, Mr. President. I got a job for Monday, Mr. President. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, let me tell you, man, I walked in today on a construction site, hired me on the spot. I started work today, just got off, y'all. Mr. Trump, thank you so much.
I've always thought, if we ever did get mass deportations, there will be no going back. Once people actually see what life is like, think about it. Cheaper housing, cleaner streets, and less crime.
Red flag that turns me on, que me chupen el pinche culo la verga. Al chile, perro. Hey, when I was 18, right? The was 40. She licked my culo, and I love that shit. I loved it. I really did.
What's wrong?
You just smell so bad.
Yeah. Is that why you have the mask on?
I mean, it's definitely helping.
It's helping, right? So that might be your own breath that you're smelling.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it might be your own breath under that mask. So what are you so mad about?
That you're here trying to pretend like you're one of us.
I am one of you. I believe we are all human.
You're like a really bad person.
And I also believe that unborn children are human too, and we were all human at conception.
No, we're not humans at conception.
What are we?
Zygotes.
What kind of zygotes?
Eventually, they will become human.
But what are we at conception? We're zygotes. What kind of zygotes?
We're a cluster of cells, motherfucker.
What kind of cells? What kind of cells are we?
You know, you're just a bad person.
I'm just asking you, what kind of cells are we? Well, since you aren't getting it, we are human. Those are human cells. Human cells with human DNA. 46 chromosomes, 2 sets from each parent. Because a zygote is created from 2 human parents, so that makes it a human.
That doesn't guarantee viability.
We're not talking about viability, ma'am. We're talking about if that person is a human, and it is.
It's not a human.
Then what is it? You haven't answered my question. I've got a fan base started here, everybody. Okay, this is awesome. These are my personal fans right here. Hello. She says silence equals death. What does that mean?
That staying quiet isn't going to protect you.
Okay, what are you and who's gonna die?
People are dying, bitch. Get out of here.
Yeah, from abortion. They are dying from abortion. That's a good point. It's ironic that you have a silence equals death poster, yet you have a shirt that says free legal abortions for everyone.
you.
That's very ironic.
It's not if you actually know what the fuck you're talking about.
I've asked you a lot of questions about what you're talking about, and you haven't answered me.
You're not asking me a single question in good faith.
What kind of zygote is in a woman's womb?
Oh my God, you smell like shit. Get the fuck out of my face.
It's her mask. She has a mask on. She's smelling her own breath.
She's so tough that she has to hide behind a mask. Just because they scream doesn't make them right. This is why we need to reopen the mental institutions. This type of behavior is the reason the American people overwhelmingly voted for Trump. Yet, they haven't learned or figured that out.
Most insane trade war has officially begun because Canada, Mexico, and China are pissed and have now all announced their own plans on how to retaliate against Trump's tariffs. I mean, even at last night's NHL hockey game, you had Canadians booing the US national anthem. So what the hell is going on? Well, you see, yesterday, Trump's promised 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico and 10% on China officially kicked in. And what that means is that any goods sent from these countries to the United States, well, they'll now cost companies 25% more, or 10% in China's case. So for example, if a Canadian business sent a car to the US that cost $50,000, today, US companies will pay a $12,500 tariff at the border. But then, and here's the annoying part, they'll pass that cost down to you, the US customer. So the price of your once $50,000 car is now actually $62,500. But this doesn't make sense. Why would Trump purposefully make things more expensive for Americans? Well, two main reasons. The first is more of a longer-term, unguaranteed benefit, but it would be to change consumer habits to buy more American-made products and incentivize more international companies to manufacture in the US. In theory, that means a stronger US economy, more stable jobs, and less dependence on foreign countries. And the second reason for imposing these tariffs would be to use them as a tool to pressure Canada, Mexico, and China into doing what Trump wants. I mean, some of these things that he's publicly mentioned include renegotiating trade deals, stopping illegal immigration and the flow of fentanyl. And then there's also Canada becoming a state of America, but that's a bit more far-fetched. But here's where things get interesting, because instead of just doing what Trump wants, Canada have clapped back with a 25% tariff of their own, and Mexico said they're doing the same, but haven't announced the percentage yet. China reacted in a little bit of a different way by preparing to file a lawsuit with the World Trade Organization. So why is Trump not backing down? Well, just listen to this. In 2023, Canada sent 76% of all of their exports to the United States. That accounts for roughly 19% of their entire GDP. In 2024, Mexico sent 78% of all of their exports to the United States. That makes up 37% of their entire GDP. But for America, their exports to both countries combined only make up roughly 2.7% of their entire GDP. So, simply put, even if they do retaliate, getting into a tariff war with the United States would hit Canada and Mexico much harder. Trump, he knows this, and he's using it. It doesn't make it any less controversial, and it does still mean that people in all three countries will see a price increase. But it seems like, for Trump at least, that's just the cost of America winning.
Donald Trump is out here playing chess. Just hear me out. Yes, short-term tariffs are bad, but if you look into the future, long-term, it is exceptionally good. You see, Donald Trump runs his country like a business, and we all know this man is a multi-billionaire. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
We just started silent reading when I heard the awful sound. It was so bad we had to leave the classroom.
I was just sitting in here reading, and then we heard the big one. And everybody started laughing because it was so funny. But then Johnny passed out, and everybody had a hard time breathing.
Local hazmat crews were on site today to make sure that the classroom was cleaned up and it can be reused again.
We've just begun the fumigation process, and it should only take about 3 days before the room is usable again.
School officials stated that the student, whose name they declined to release, was suspended and further action may be taken pending an investigation.
We got lucky today that no one was seriously injured during today's incident. We'll meet later this week with other school districts and discuss the dangers of public flatulence and the effects it can have on others.
School officials informed KSL that this type of behavior will not be tolerated, and though this punishment seems harsh,